Thank you for viewing our Felfoot Community Newsletter, Autumn 2022. Heritage on the water. Many visitors to Felfoot will agree that it is at its most beautiful when viewed from the water. With that in mind, we piloted 2 canoe and kayak-based heritage tours this summer, with Ulverston Canoe Club providing safety expertise as well as some willing volunteers. Harvey Wilkinson, the Trust Cultural Heritage Curator, and Ulverston Canoe Club Chair Barry Curley led a 2-hour discovery tour along Felfoot's lakeshore, stopping off at key points to explore the history of the landscape and its features, whilst framing Felfoot within the wider context of Windermere and its inhabitants through history. We plan to launch these tours to the wider public next spring, so watch this space. Fancy getting involved? We now hope to recruit and train a team of volunteer paddlers and guides this winter to help deliver these tours to the public from spring 2023. Please do get in touch with Emma Hawley, Senior Programming and Partnerships Officer at Felfoot, for a chat if you're interested in getting involved. Moving with. In September, we hosted a family dance workshop with a screening of Moving With, a short film capturing local dance artist Lucy Nicholson and her son Benji on a nature walk. Mother and son used the accompaniment of their natural surroundings to inspire how they move through the landscape. After the screening, families took a mindful walk through the park, gathering and noticing on the way. Lucy and Benji then guided the families to share their findings and move in response to their environment, trying out their own dance walks in and around the meadow. Lucy said it was wonderful to move with so many people in such a beautiful setting, finding a creative connection to nature that was supportive and playful. Bringing families together. October sees the end to another incredibly busy year for Stoked Water Sports at Felfoot. Our vision has always been about getting people of all abilities out on the water safely, which aligns so well with the National Trust's missions and values. This year we really focused on bringing families together, providing excellent experience for every visitor every time. We have enjoyed getting to meet so many people from a wide spectrum of nationalities, as well as seeing families and friends enjoying yet more staycations. We entertained scout groups, hen and stags, as well as community groups. We also supported events for the first time, including the Windermere One-Way Swim and the iconic Gummers How Run, Row, Run race. We even had our first rowing boat proposal in the summer. Now it's time to regroup, rest and plan for 2023, which promises to be another fantastic year, especially with our new base, a huge upgrade from our gazebo. Thanks everyone for your support, and we look forward to seeing you soon. Jonathan, Karen and the team. Steaming into Felfoot. The Steamboat Association of Great Britain recently held a training day in the boat park at Felfoot. A group of novice enthusiasts gathered around a steamboat centre for the safety briefing and a technical talk on Centre's steam plant. The group learnt about steamboats, hotpot and steam yacht Beefur from the owners. Centre then gave a demonstration in launching, and all the boats were steamed up to take the group for trips on the water. The 1906 Edwardian Windermere saloon-class steam launch Shamrock made an appearance for the group to experience. Shamrock was saved and restored by Roger Mallinson in the 1970s and is now operated by the Shamrock Trust. The day was a success. Felfoot is an ideal site for this type of event. From Peter Hammond, SBA member and owner of Steamboat Hotpot and Deputy Boat Manager for SL Shamrock. If you fancy getting involved, the Trust welcomes new members interested in operating and preserving Shamrock. For anyone interested, owning your own steamboat is not necessary. More information is available online at the addresses that will appear on the screen. Congratulations to Anyone Can. Earlier in the year, Anyone Can, a Lake District adventure company, won the Cumbrian Tourism Award for Accessible and Inclusive Provider 2022. Chris and Vicky Binks provide inclusive adventures experience for everyone, including people with disabilities, and base a lot of their experiences out of Fellfoot. They are also one of our partners in the local Access Advisory Group at Fellfoot, feeding in to help us continually improve our facilities and services. Sandside Lodge Autumn Wild Art. A new group of sixth form pupils from Sandside Lodge School have started their John Muir Award Discovery and Conservation sessions with us at Fellfoot. We collected lots of different colours and signs of autumn on our nature walk, then created a stick picture frame and used all our natural materials to represent the beautiful view. Feeling inspired? Why don't you have a go at creating your own wild art? More information later on in this newsletter. Come out and play. If you ventured to Fellfoot during the summer holidays, you'll have seen the Come Out and Play gazebo on the paddock, inviting families to try out lots of free games, from our The Floor is Lava jumping game to beanbag basketball. Over 1,600 children, parents and grandparents took part, led by Ruth Wormold and her amazing volunteer team of Chris Hobson and Chris Andrews. Rain never stopped play and fun was had by all. The children shared their feedback with pictures and comments, strung together to make a colourful bunting for the gazebo. Windermere Rowing Club. It's been a busy summer for the club, from teaching new members how to scull on our popular Learn to Row courses to producing medal-winning crews for competitive regattas. The rowing club is going from strength to strength. In fact, some of our members recently competed at the World Rowing Masters in Libourne, France, a great achievement for athletes from a relatively small club, with an ethos perhaps geared more towards socialising and cake than serious competition. As the nights draw in and the weather worsens, we're now starting to shift some of our training back to the indoor rowing machines at Fellfoot. It's a little less exciting than being on the lake, but when we do get the chance to go out, it makes us appreciate our beautiful surroundings even more. After all, what could be better than paddling up an empty lake, watching as the morning mist melts away to reveal the distant fells? Maybe only the cup of tea in the clubhouse afterwards. Ranger Team Update. Over summer, the volunteers have been focusing on balancing presentation of the site, whilst trying to control species such as broadleaf dock and Himalayan balsam. Both species produce copious amounts of seed, but disperse in very different ways. Dock seeds have small wings which enable them to be carried by the wind, whilst balsam seeds are designed to float and are dispersed easily along watercourses. The latter also germinates very quickly, but is shallow-rooted, which can cause problems with bank erosion. Balsam was noted late last year, but it wasn't clear until after last winter's flooding just how many plants had become established in the North Meadow. The key to control is to pull or cut the plant before it has time to seed and spread, but also to ascertain where upstream the plants have come from. In August, the volunteers began work to remove the balsam, and 100 bags later, the task was finally complete. The volunteers have also started the second season of recreating the Pinetum. Last year saw them plant 20 specimen conifers as part of the park's long-term succession planting programme. This year, with help from the rest of the ranger team, the felling of self-set alder, birch and ash has been completed. In total, 15 trees have been removed, which has created the space to plant a further 30 specimen conifers. Each species have been chosen with adaptation to climate change in mind, including Serbian spruce, Japanese white cedar and swamp cypress. Winter work includes the planting of 15,000 native woodland bulbs, the building of replacement bat and bird boxes across the site, alongside ongoing winter maintenance work. Darren Mason, Area Ranger. Fellfoot Project Update. We're improving access to the various areas of Fellfoot Park, including the northernmost boathouse, the jetties and the slipways, and some wider landscape conservation and path improvements. For Phase 1 of the project, Boathouse 1, we are restoring the historic boathouse and opening it fully to the public, improving access through the area near the cafe, through the boathouse complex to the beach at the northern boundary of the park. These improvements will be underpinned by a new programme of activities at Felfoot Park, including updated signage, an on-water heritage trail and skills and training for our team and volunteers. Boathouse 1, built in the late 1860s, is a significant part of Felfoot's historic boathouse complex and is the only building in the complex that aligns north to south rather than facing the shore. Originally used as a store possibly for long rowing boats, the boathouse was altered and used as a shower block for the local sailing club during the second half of the 20th century. This project will remove these unsympathetic alterations and give the building a new lease of life as a flexible, sheltered space that connects with a fully accessible footpath along Felfoot's northern lakeshore. The building will be also used by the team to store paddleboards and kayak equipment, a use similar to its original purpose. During the works, there are sections around the boathouse area fenced off, including the film boathouse, along with heavy machinery on site. There may also be periods of noise as the team replace the floor and roof. The current boathouse work will be completed in January 2023, following with improvements to the jetties and slipways and then landscape works throughout 2023. Whilst we are making visual changes to some areas, there will largely be improvements to paths, levels and surface finishing in parts of the boathouse complex that have seen heavy use as modern private boatyards over the last 50 years. Improved surfacing and levels will help connect the boathouses to their wider settings and improve overall access. Significant numbers of trees are being planted around the park to replace historic losses to Felfoot's lakeshore landscape. Park Run at Felfoot, Saturdays at 9 AM. A free and fun weekly 5K community event run by an amazing team of volunteers. Walk, jog, run or spectate. This friendly group welcomes all abilities. The Boathouse Cafe is also open afterwards for a selection of hot and cold food, cakes and bakes and barista coffee. Did you know? Since Easter this year, we have used 3,000 refuse sacks to remove rubbish from Felfoot. Visitors often ask why we don't provide more bins, but we really want to encourage more people to take their rubbish home, as rubbish collection is a huge cost to the charity. This year we trial leaving out bin bags and litter pickers for visitors to muck in with the clearing up the site in the busy summer periods. If you're a regular local visitor and you fancy lending a hand with litter picking when you are walking the dog, etc., then do give us a shout. And finally, Felfoot Nature Detectives. And don't worry if you're slightly over the 11 3/4, just go out and enjoy. Autumn explorations. If you feel inspired by all the autumn colours, why not get outside with your family to explore and try some of those 50 things? Website information is available above. Scavenger hunt. How many different coloured leaves can you pick up? Can you find any pine cones? What different types of seed can you collect, e.g. acorns? Are there any special finds, like a feather? Create some wild art. Create a picture frame on the ground with some sticks and use all the great stuff you have gathered on your scavenger hunt to create an art masterpiece inside your picture frame. Take a photo and send it to us on kelly.sprostonheath@nationaltrust.org.uk or facebook.com/ntfelfoot. And finally, goodbye, but hopefully not so long, to some of our brilliant seasonal staff who have gone on to university or travelled abroad. Good luck to Toby, Luke, Ruth and Will.